if you're thinking that moving to Dubai will get you automatically 0%, you are thinking wrong at this very moment. I hear a lot of misconception about moving your holding, economical substance, or being 2 days in Dubai and then you're tax-free. A lot of companies are explain is completely wrong, and even sometimes on purpose. Sometimes they just don't have the knowledge. But in this video, I want to break down all the myths, and I also want to explain you properly how to do it, because this can really make a difference about succeeding in this or failing. Make sure you look at until the end of this video, because I will explain every single detail. Let's dive into it. Hi, I'm Zach. I'm the founder of MFast, and we help entrepreneurs and investors just like you with reducing taxes, with our global strategies, and we make sure that we can safeguard your wealth. We do that in different ways. Today, we're going to talk about Dubai in particular, because that is the place also where we are in right now. Our headquarters is also in Dubai, and we help most of our clients to Dubai. But yeah, we also help them to other jurisdictions like Thailand, Indonesia, Malta, Cyprus, Singapore, and so on. You can have a look on our website if you want to know what we all do. All right, and let's go to the biggest misconceptions out there, because you hear a lot of companies saying like, hey, visit Dubai 2 times a year and you will be tax-free, or set up a company and move all your profits and it will be tax-free, or set up your holding and just manage it out of your home country, just send all the money this way. And there are all things that are completely, nonsense. It's not true, and it doesn't make sense as well. And let me explain. So just moving to Dubai will not do the job, because a lot of people think, yeah, I want to move on paper. That will of course not do the job. What is the most important thing is that you move the center of your life. And this is not only about Dubai, it is about literally most of the jurisdictions, or almost all of them. If you think that you can move to Monaco, or you can move to I don't know, Singapore, spend there a few weeks a year and that's it, and then you will be tax-free, of course, that doesn't make sense, right? Most of the countries, they will look at center of your life. Now, what does it exactly mean? They will look to the place where you have the most where you have all your personal ties, your home, where your family lives, or where your kids live, where the kids go to school, where you have the center of all your finance. That are all important things that governments will look at, especially Western governments, because of course they have the goal to tax you. They want to tax you, and they want to take as much money away from you. So they will do everything to make sure they can prove the center of your legs even a little bit still in your home country. So that's why we recommend all our clients make sure that you move the center of your life to another country, and also make sure that you are getting a tax residency. Also, misconception about tax residency and residency, and that's about these 2 days that I was talking before about. If you come, for example, 2 days a year or every 6 months to Dubai for a day, yes, your visa will be valid, and then you will be a valid resident. But a resident, that you actually just have the rights to live somewhere, and that's it. And of course, you have some benefits. So, for example, you can use the health system or whatsoever, or the healthcare. But that's basically it. The most important thing is that you're getting your tax residency, and depending from each country, it can be 60 days in a row, it can be 90 days, and most of the cases it's 183 days. So if somebody is telling you or making it looks like it's super easy to move, yes, easy to move, it's not that difficult, but making it all legal and making sure you're compliant, that is a difficult part. And there's also the tricky thing. So you really need to make sure that you move, and you take your wife, you take your kids, you take your money, you take everything with you. And that is the important thing. And that is really the difference between avoiding taxes and muffling it away. If you think you can keep a secret for your government, then you need to take, again, they're smarter than you think. I would recommend nobody to start with, hey, come to Dubai 2 days a year, and that's it. Of course, there are some exceptions, and that is economical substance, for example. So what you also can do is also how we structured our company. We also have offices around the globe, and some of our clients, they do the same. So if you think about the bigger entrepreneurs, of course, they don't always take their wife and kids and all the belongings and they move. And I will explain like in easy language. They want to outsource a part of their business. So let's say you have a business today in a European country, and your sales department is there, your marketing department is there, and your operations is there. And then you decide to move one of the activities out to another country. For example, you want to move out the sales department, and you want to bring it to the UAE. That is completely possible, but there are 3 key requirements to make sure how you can do this in a legal way. First of all, you need to make sure that you are setting up a company here that is doing an income generating activity. So sale generates income, marketing generates income, operations, for example, doing the admin is not generating income, or making, I don't know, if you just take a part of the marketing team, like let's say you are doing the video editing out of the UAE, that is of course not an income generating activity. So make sure you set up a company abroad that is first of all doing a generating or making an income buy a certain activity. Second, you need to have physical assets. So make sure that you have an office, make sure that you have employees, so no freelancers, but real employees working from here in an office that is on your name, now that you rent it from a friend, from somebody in your network. Make sure it's your office, that you are renting this for your company. And then the last thing and the most important thing, and that's maybe the different, I mean, that again, the points where it will be legal or illegal, make sure it's managed and controlled out of the country where you're setting up the business. So if you're setting up a business in Dubai or in the UAE, you still want to live in your home country, but you want to outsource it as a part of your business, make sure you have a general manager over here. I mean, decided today things like, hey, today we need to we have a target of $50,000, or from tomorrow we're not selling anymore this product, only this one, or this service. Or the company really needs to be managed and controlled out of here, because if you're doing it again out of your home country, yeah, your home country will actually say, hey, this company is 100% managed and controlled out of 5 countries, so let me tax you. So that's the second most important thing that I would say, how you can reduce your taxes. The last thing about moving holdings, a lot of misconceptions about it, is that a lot of entrepreneurs believe that they can just move the holding and then just transfer funds. But obviously that is impossible. If you transfer funds, if you want to make sure you can send part of your money this way, it needs to have a proper explanation. I mean, you cannot just send random, like, hey, 20,000 euros to a holding company here, which didn't do anything. Also make sure that if you're moving a holding, that the management and control is really done out of here. So how we structured our business, for example, as I said, we have also other offices where we do our activities. For example, our strategy team is abroad, but also our finance team is abroad, part of the operations. All the consultants and the marketing is here in the UAE, but they are managed and controls out of those countries, since our head of finance, for example, is in another country. And besides that, I can take out, of course, a part of management fees to my holding company, as I am also assisting in certain tasks. The day-to-day operations is managed by him. So that's also a way how you can do it. So these are all the top 3 misconceptions that I hear a lot. And I'm very curious, which questions do you have, or which misconceptions do you have? Write them down in the comments. I will answer all of them. We can also make another video about it. And remember, ME-Files can help you make sure everything you set up abroad, that you do it properly, that it's legal, that you also stay compliant. Again, we don't sell off-the-shelf products or whatsoever. I will never tell you, hey, this is the best country to set up your business. We will really advise you and understand your situation very good before we will tell you, hey, this is where you will go to. And some of our clients even have multiple options, so we will advise you properly. We are not a company that will sell you a company setup. For now, that is the video. I would say hit that subscribe button, like the video. If you have questions, drop them in the comments, and I see you in the next video.